Okay, I think this is going to be less annoying if I do this horizontally. Sorry about that. When old people use technology. So this is for, let's talk about when you get a, where do I look at you? Am I looking at you? What the hell? Anyway, I'm clearly not looking at you here. So now I'm looking at you here. Sorry, lovies. So when you get a job someday that you have the option to put money in retirement, should you put all the money in your emergency fund first, or should you start putting money in retirement? That is up to you. But here's a way to think about it. Retirement money, typically from a job, from an employer, is money you cannot take out until you're a certain age, 58, 60, 52, 57, I don't know, some age, probably a lot older than you are. You can take it out, but you will pay a fine or a fee or a penalty for doing that. So that's something to think about. My hope is you will feel that you could be bailed out by us. Now, you're not going to be able to do that for free. We will ask you to pay us back and things like that. But it's probably pretty safe to put some money into retirement and put it there, unless you have big goals. If you're thinking like, I want to start a business, I want to make a big investment in something else other than retirement money. But here's the other way, and that's a whole advanced topic. I can make a video about that if you want, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. In general, I would say it's probably smart to just go ahead when you have a job that offers you the chance to put money in retirement savings, to go for it. Many jobs. Well, here's another thing to think about it. Let's say you start putting money in a retirement account when you're 21. You will have, you will make interest, you will make gains on that account until you retire. So that's 44 years, probably minimum. My guess is the retirement age is going to go up higher by the time you are thinking about retirement. So it might be 45, 48, 49 years. So the sooner you start putting money in a retirement account, the more you will earn from leaving it there and having it there. So in general, I would say, dang, do it, go for it. The other thing is, there are employers, it's usually larger employers, who will match what you put in. So let's say you say, I'll put 3% of my paycheck into a retirement account. Maybe your employer will also match that amount. So if you make $100, which, dear God, please let you be making more than $100 in a paycheck, you could say, I want to put 3 into my retirement, and your employer would say, we'll put 3 in. At the very least, please do that right away. Do whatever is matched, because you're getting free money everywhere. You're doing it at a young age, and the right time to start saving is, 10 years ago. The next best time is today. I think it's the same for planting trees. So I was going to make a comment about that, but I'm trying to stay focused for your benefit. Also, I have this terrible thing. I bit my inside of my lip, and now it hurts, and now I'm probably talking like I have a retainer in my mouth. But anyway, at the very least, if you have the opportunity to put money into a retirement account and have it matched by your employer, do that. Another way I've thought about putting money into retirement when I was early on in having that opportunity is there's a maximum amount you can put in. And I thought, why don't I put the maximum amount in and see if I can live on whatever's left? I strongly recommend you to do that. Put the maximum amount in there and see if what's left works in the budget. And remember, when I say the budget, it's having a budget and only spending as much money as you actually have. So if you think you can do that, awesome. Let's say you put 15% of your income into a retirement account. That's going to be before tax. So now it gets tricky, because if your goal is to save 30% of your income, you need to do some fancy math to figure out if you're putting, let's say, 15% in before tax, is there more money you need to put in to hit your 30% after tax amount? So does that make sense? So Let's say you're making $1,000 on every paycheck. Your goal is to save 30% of that. Now I have to do a little math. That would be $300 a month. 30% of $1,000. That's your amount after taxes. Like your actual paycheck is $1,000. Your goal is to save $300 every paycheck. If you're putting 15% pre-tax, or, before your paycheck, before all the stuff is taken out of your paycheck, God, I'd have to do math. Let's say maybe in order to have $1,000 paycheck, you're probably making, we'll say actually $1,300. God, I hope this is making sense. You got to tell me. If it doesn't make sense, I can do it again. Maybe I should be drawing it. Probably should be drawing it. Anyway, I'm going to count on you being smart. So let's say you're making $1,300. If you're making $1,300 every paycheck, and you say, I want to put 15% of that into retirement. What's 15% of $1,300? What's 15% of 300? $150 plus 45. That's going to be $195, I think. God, I hope my math is right. So pre-tax, you're putting $145 into your retirement account. If your goal is $300 every paycheck, then you've got $155 that you're putting off into that emergency fund every single paycheck. I may have done the math wrong, but hopefully you get the point. So start with the goal of 30% of your actual paycheck going into savings. You could just start with 100% of it goes into that emergency savings. But if you have this job where you can put money into retirement, you want to do the math, max out how much you're putting in retirement. Whatever the difference of what you're putting into retirement is between that and your goal of 30% of your income, put that into your emergency fund. Sometimes it takes a long time to get your emergency fund set, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it. It can be really worth it to get money into retirement and to do this, all of this starting as soon as possible. I was cuckoo bananas in college and in graduate school, and I was already saving money for a house. So I didn't even live off of all of my income at that point when I was only making like $250 a month or some crazy amount. What that did was it restricted the shit out of my ability to go and have some fun in my life. And while when it came time for me to buy a house, I had money piled up. I don't know if it was the smartest thing. It's always the weighing and measuring of like contentedness, happiness, caring for yourself, and saving money. That's a decision for you to make, but that's my next video for you. Hope it makes sense. Love you.